I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my click. I need a 30 for 30. All right, it's time for some GOAT talk, T. We saw my boy, Kobe Bean Bryant, was inducted into the Hall of Fame today. His wife, Vanessa, did a stellar job of speaking on Bean's behalf. I know that took a lot.
Oh yeah.
That took a lot.
No
It's probably
doubt.
something she never saw herself doing ever.
No.
Uh, Shout out to my boy Michael Jeffrey Jordan for being up there on Bean's behalf as well. Uh, but of course, man, nothing replaces seeing Bean up there. So
Yeah.
just one of those things.
Yeah.
But we want to do some GOAT talk, and we want to ask y'all, America. We're gonna address it right here because I know before Bean passed, a lot of folks were talking a lot of shit out the side of their neck that I didn't like.
Okay.
I didn't like it whatsoever. Now that Bean is passed, a lot of folks want to talk very glowingly about Bean now.
Mm-hmm.
But we gonna keep it 100 always here and put it on something. So T, is Bean, Kobe Bean Bryant, in your top 10 all time?
So here's how I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
I did not like Kobe Bryant in his career.
I'm
This has
aware of
been
that.
well chronicled amongst the clique.
Roommate.
I always said Duke is just trying to be like Mike. Duke even sound like Mike. That was me in my Bulls heyday, in my time as a Laker hater, as
Right.
people would like to subscribe me as, and I'll take that. That's fine.
Right.
That's okay. There ain't no problem. There ain't no problem. So I got to a point where I think it came sometime after the 81 point game that I went, okay, maybe this dude just does this. He just do this.
Right.
Like he been doing it. Like I pointed and laughed when he had the terrible game in Utah. Like the
Mhm.
Utah game, where he got to stunk it up as a rookie. I think he was a rookie, early on in his career.
Mhm.
But that moment, and then the moment when that man blew his Achilles and stood there at that line and shot them free throws, I believe I got that correct. That the right moment?
Oh yeah. That what he did.
I
And,
was
and,
like,
and, and Vanessa mentioned that in the speech too.
I was like, yeah, he crazy. He different. So I began to put a lot of respect on Kobe, and I was there. I watched his last game against Utah before he
Nice.
retired, and he
Great.
dropped 60.
60. And Shaq had asked him to drop 50.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq said that I asked him to drop 50, that motherfucker dropped 60.
He hard headed because he just hard headed. He just be so. Um, I go back and I look at this guy's career, man, and I just think about what he meant to basketball and what basketball meant to him, and it's almost unparalleled. Um, so I get to thinking about the names. We know the Mount Rushmore that we got, guys like MJ, Magic, Kareem, Wilt, Bill, Bird, um, Shaq, Duncan.
Don't forget about Brun, your boy,
I I I, I
your brother Joseph Tyrone
yeah,
Forbes,
yeah,
Mike.
yeah, yeah. I don't like how people are making LeBron the second greatest player in a lot of their lists. Think they need to slow down with that. For real, for real.
You making some noise
But
in here.
but
We doing a
but
bean
but
topic,
I know we
and he
doing a
making
bean
some
topic. I
he
know we doing
making
a
some
bean topic, but I'm just
noise.
going through lists.
Okay, okay, okay,
I
okay, okay.
don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think you can put Braun over Magic. in a lot of spaces. I
We
just
gonna
don't.
we gonna have to address this, Joe.
But but
Y'all
but
heard?
but but you know, I'm gonna put Bean in my top 10. And it ain't a force of thing. It ain't a force of hand thing. It's truly authentically he's in my top 10. I could put him 9 or 10. Um I would probably put him if I had to do it, if I say I just had to land him somewhere for me, I may put him probably 9 on my list. I would put him ahead of Shaq for me. Shaq is probably 10 to me. I don't think Shaq is better than Duncan. I just don't. Um, so I would probably put Kobe at 9 if I had to do a list. I think Kobe would be at 9 comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Bean just meant so much to the game. What that guy did nightly. I mean, he was he was Bean. I mean, he was confrontational. He rubbed off wrong to people. He couldn't just play with everybody. He thought Dwight Howard was not serious about basketball. I mean, you've heard the stories, just with him and just teammates.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Bean was just a guy that was in the wrong era. Like
Mm-hmm.
if Bean was in the 80s, say if Bean was just as maniacal as Mike, and let's just say we got those two in the 80s, what
Mm-hmm.
that would look like. You know what I'm
War,
saying? It would be a freaking war.
absolute war.
Maybe the greatest war you ever seen.
Yeah.
So, but we thankfully we got it in our younger years, and I would really definitely say he is in my top 10. I say that with all due respect, not even before he passed. Not a post. This is not a humus comment. This is truly looking back, reflecting, and going. This guy has snatched my heart out millions of times. He's done stuff that I'm just like pissed off at the team that I'm rooting for, going, why don't you know this man is on the floor? You got to know this guy is on the damn floor.
Right.
So it's just being honest about the situation, man. So yeah, he's in my top 10, and this ain't no posthumous thing. This is for real, all time great.
Well, America, y'all can assume, and you will be absolutely right, that I got my boy Kobe Bean Bryant in the top 10 all time. But it ain't just no Laker Homer shit. It really go back to what T mentioned earlier about how Kobe really emulated Mike, and I like to call Kobe Diet Mike. Now, I had
Mm-hmm.
some folks before think I was dissing Bean when I said that. Well, that's totally not the case.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's
When
not
I'm saying that Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the greatest player of all time, and that this motherfucker is the closest thing I've seen to him, that's the highest compliment I can give to him.
right.
A man that's gonna compete on both ends of the fucking floor.
Yeah.
A man who you know him from the 81 point game. People know him from the scoring, the clutch shots. But this man made the all defensive team 12 times.
12 times.
And out of those 12, 9 of them were first team.
Yep.
That means he was considered a top two guard. You get two guards, you get two forwards, you get a center on the all defensive team, just like the all NBA team. So when you make all defensive first team, that means you are considered a top two guard defensively in the fucking league.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of y'all America that are enamored by what you've seen from Wardell Stephen Curry this year with his scoring, he's done a great job. He's been scoring the ball, been electric from Trey Ball. And he got the handle. He get to the rack and everything. He finished around the rim too. I ain't gonna short still. Offensively, he's amazing. But what y'all are seeing from Steph in 2005, 2006, Kobe averaged even more points than that. That motherfucker averaged 35 points that year. and made all defensive first team. Steph ain't about to sniff the first team ever. So that's what I'm saying. This the level of ball player we talking about.
Yep.
We talking about a motherfucker who can average 35 points a game, a motherfucker who can get 81 points in one game as a two guard and still clamp your motherfucking ass. This type of ball player we talking about.
Yep.
And then from the leadership standpoint, which a lot of folks don't like to talk about, with Shaq, Shaq was the best player on the team in those first three. But even Shaq himself said, pull up Shaq's All the Smoke interview. He pointed out that he was not trying to take the last shot. Because he knew he was a bad free throw shooter. He knew if they gave him the ball for the last shot, he just going to get fouled. He going to go to the free throw line. He going to fuck it up. And then the media just going to be talking about it. So he's like, no, y'all ain't finna talk about me.
Right.
So God blessed him to have a motherfucker named Kobe Bean Bryant who didn't give a fuck about that.
Well, let's also add in the Charlotte Hornets for blessing them too.
Oh yeah. Charlotte's still trying to recover that. That franchise as a whole trying to recover from that. Thankfully now they got some rolling. Shout out to Mike Jordan.
Oh yeah.
They looking decent, but they got to be.
But you know, for Vlade Divac and a three-piece chicken meal.
Now Vlade, in terms of them Euro boys, for that time, was promising.
I know what you're trying to do.
And at that time too, we were still in the infancy of this new wave out of high school shit. You had KG the previous year, and then you had Bean. But they got to be kicking themselves. The people of Charlotte got to be like, man, we had Kobe Bryant. We had Kobe. But just how this man would score the ball, compete defensively, and also show leadership.
He did
in terms of in the post Shaq years.
Yep.
Okay, I was just getting to the point about how even when Shaq was there, the fourth quarter going to belong to Bean.
Yep.
But then once Shaq was gone, this man was able to help mold Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom and Andrew Bynum, you know what I'm saying, and kind of rein in Ron Artest, aka Metta World Peace, and you know what I'm saying, help use a guy like Trevor Ariza, you know what I'm saying, Shannon Brown, all these guys, man.
Yeah.
And they go beat KG, who also went to the Hall. We're gonna talk about him shortly. Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rajon Rondo in the finals. You lost to him in 08, but you beat him in 10. Like, we wasn't supposed to win that shit.
Right.
And they come back to Bean and his leadership, man. You know what I'm saying? So most definitely he in my top 10 all time. Shout out to his family.
Yeah.
His mom, his dad, who a lot of folks don't talk about. I'm glad his wife did shout them out today. But shout out to his children, man, most definitely, because especially the young ones who really didn't get a chance to be with their daddy. You know what I'm saying? But America, y'all tell us how y'all feel. Is Kobe Bean Bryant in your top 10 all time? You can stick the ball. It ain't got to get sentimental. You know what I'm talking about. You know, is he in the top 10 all time for you? Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.